Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, October the 14th, 2022. Friday, October the 14th, 2022. Oh my God. Was I watching the show? That was like watching paint dry. It was typically a Thursday show because an episode was preempted. So General Hospital did not air one of the days last week. I think it was Tuesday. So this was really supposed to be Thursday's episode. Oh my goodness. It was so boring, so slow. This recap is going to be short. Okay. We had Spinelli and Sam. Oh my goodness gracious. Sam talking to Spinelli. Don't let uh don't let anyone else find out about your brilliance. It's kind of like egging him on. For one, it was like shut that app down last week, right? Now your app is so brilliant, but nobody else could find out. Why are we talking about this in the hospital lobby? If we're going to talk about something like that, wouldn't you talk about that at home? Let's meet at Spinelli's house. Nobody's there. Nobody's visiting him. Let's go to Spinelli. I'm gonna meet you at your house. Let's talk. I'm a little hoarse because little allergies are going on now. So just ignore my voice, okay? So I'm like, oh my goodness, see, somebody's gonna be hiding around the corner at the hospital in here. Oh. So then he's like, she's gonna go talk to Cody. And he's like, well, don't make it where she's like, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna go take care of it. But we had to deal with Spinelli and Sam back and forth, back and forth. Then we get to Cody and Sam. He's trying to play coy. He's saying, that was the only thing I asked for from Spinelli. And Spinelli said that too. When I'm sorry, everybody, before Cody had Spinelli hook him up with Britt, he bribed him for a whole wad of cash. Spinelli went to the ATM, paid the man off. That's when he went to Miss Wu's card game with the money he blackmailed Spinelli with. Spinelli didn't tell. He goes, no. The only thing was he wanted to be set up with Britt Westbourne. That's not true. That's a lie. You had to pay that man money, and then he came back saying, "Oh, by the way, I want you to do this." And then Spinelli said, this is the last thing. And Cody's like, maybe. I mean, it wasn't until Sonny intervened, and then he would still come in and say little innuendos to Spinelli. So I'm so sick of that. Get out of here. That just means nothing. And then we wasted so much time with Britt and Maxie. What about Cody? Don't you like Cody? I used to like Cody, but now I like Cody. But you should like Cody. How many dates you had? Or whenever it is. So do you think he's ghosted you? I don't know. Oh my goodness. It didn't matter. It just did not matter. And then the next paint that was drying was Robert and Anna. We got to get hold of Victor, mate. We get, I can't do Robert and Anna's accent. I know I like to try to sometimes do voices, but I just can't get that. Otherwise, I'd be making fun of them both talking to each other. But it was just these were professional spies. These two professional spies, and they are just bumbling. Anna is supposed to be so intelligent. What has Anna solved lately at all? Anybody? It's been decades. It's honestly been decades since Anna solved anything. Look, she couldn't see Heinrich up under her nose. Too busy crying, thinking that's her son. You know? So he's like, you put a civilian Lucy involved? And he goes, she's bullheaded. And she goes, I know, but you know what? Don't worry about her. I got her under control. No, you don't, Anna. Yeah. So the only good stuff that I'm going to get into and talk about was it made me smile to see Bobby show up in Jacksonville. That made me smile. She went to go see her daughter. She went to go support her daughter. But what was so unrealistic? Bobby sees Carly. They're happy. Carly's talking. One note comes out of Carly's mouth. How's my kids? Oh, everybody's just fine. No, they're not just fine. Look, we got a serial killer loose in Port Charles, and now one less family member is in Port Charles looking after her grandchildren, extra layer of protection. Because I had to go to Florida to go see my daughter, and I missed the meeting that I was there to support her for because, I knew that was too late when I got on the plane. But I'm gonna go anyway. And then we just had, and the conversation they had is a conversation that could have been on FaceTime. Okay, if you didn't want to just use the phone to encourage your daughter, mom's supporting you. The mom that picked up the baton is supporting you. Your birth mom is supporting you. Then, yeah, FaceTimer. She can look you eye to eye. But I'm still here in Port Charles, making sure your kids, my grandchildren, are safe. And then, by the way, you taking the first plane home, right? Because the guild meeting is done. There's no reason for Carly to be there. Now, the thing is, I was so bored with that. I think Carly lost. She did. Yeah, she lost. The mother's burial resting place is going to have to be moved. Fine. Now, Carly, while you're there, find a great cemetery by the water, if there's any, in Jacksonville. If you can't find a great place in Jacksonville, your mother liked the water. So you knew she would like being there. If that's just a done deal, that's a wrap, bring her back to Port Charles. Bury her next to Morgan. Bury her next to Mike. This way you can come and visit your mother on a regular basis. If her first resting place is a wrap, bring her near you. So this way you could go visit. That's just my take on that, right? But we'll see. I mean, that whole thing should be done. It should be over. Carly should be back home. There's no reason for her not to be. The adventures in Jacksonville should be done, period. Because next scene we're gonna have Jocelyn showing. Oh no, Jocelyn's too busy chasing after Dex. So no, Jocelyn would not come. I'm trying to think of who else is gonna drop everything to come to Jacksonville because Carly is there. No, everybody needs to get their behinds back to Port Charles. That's my take on it. But it was just nice to see Bobby. What I was hoping is the chick that's giving Carly so much grief there. I was hoping she was going to run up on Bobby because she would know Barbara Jean, as she was called back then. Barbara Jean used to work in that house. Barbara Jean could probably tell her some stories on her daddy coming into Ruby's house. Because all right. And that way of thinking, the way she brought up the man is never wrong. They could go do whatever they want. It's the whorish women in that house that seduced all the decent men in Jacksonville. So anyway, that was that. What else that was really cute? Okay, we know Martin, not Martin. Yeah, but Martin is back. We know Victor is onto Lucy, and Victor's bodyguard is like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go handle her. Victor's like, wait, what? He's like, Lucy Cone needs to be dealt with. She was listening on your conversation with the deputy mayor, and Victor's like, need I remind you who works for who? You know, you work for me. I decide who needs to be dealt with and how they need to be handled. And he's just standing there like, oh yeah, okay. You know, and he goes, and I haven't decided yet. I will decide and we'll do what I decide. Well, okay, boss. Now, by the way, you go get what I need you to get. So when he brings him the necklace, and I saw it in the box, and if you looked in the back of it, it kind of had a little thickness to it there. And I said, well, what's that? Oh, that's a listening device. I can tell right then and there. That's a listening device. Okay, Victor, you're getting ready to turn those tables, and turn those tables he did. He goes to Lucy's office and, gives her a gift because you know what? You deserve this and you deserve more. And she was like, wait, huh? She sees it. Matches the bracelet too. Yikes. So he goes, let me put it on you. Because look, the listening device is in the clasp, right? That's really where it's at. Even though as she's talking, they keep showing the diamonds in the that's not where that listening device is, right? It's right there in the back. So she can't see it. Nobody else could say, hey, what's that thickness right there? Her hair is covering it. So she turns around. Okay, put this on me. She's like, yes. And in her mind, she's thinking bracelet, necklace, the earrings are next. Oh, she is so Lucy, but that's Lucy. Lucy has always been like that. She is good natured, but she will go down a path and just get herself into all kinds of trouble. So anyway, as the necklace is on and Victor's telling her how much she deserved it, all of a sudden the door opens and it is Martin. And I'm like, wow, back from summer vacation. Because, he got to take every summer off. Him, Jeannie Francis will be popping up again next. Because summer vacation, that 3 months off is almost over, right? So Martin is like, what do we have here? And Lucy's turned around, Marty! And she goes running to Marty. Oh my goodness, I missed you. You're back. And he goes, I truly have been gone too long. And Victor's just like, and he goes, what's going on here? And Lucy's like, oh, nothing. Victor's just here. We're working on. Victor's like, no, tell the man. And she's like, huh? No, we're just working on a project together. And Victor was here, we were just talking over. But no, you're back. Oh my goodness, what she's trying to change the subject. And Martin's like, I'm stupid. And so Martin goes over to by where Victor is and gets between Victor and Lucy and turns to Victor and says, okay, then your business is done. And Victor's smiling like, perhaps for now. And he looks at Lucy, says something, flirtatious a bit to her, like, we'll talk later, Lucy. And she looks at him like almost like, no, okay. Almost winking at him as he's out the door, like, look, get those earrings. Get those earrings. So Martin gives her a rightfully so hard time, said, okay, you know what? I see I'm clearly outclassed. Like Martin does nowhere near have the money Victor Cassadine has, and she goes, no, look, you are 10 times the man he is. And she plants this big old kiss on him. And guess what? That melted all his defenses because he was kind of thinking, okay, you know what? She goes, no, nothing hasn't happened. It's not what you think. And so she finally, actually, before this kiss happened, she tells him, Anna forced me to do it. Once you left town, she didn't have leverage over you. She then came to me. You know, she made me do it, threatening what she would do to you. You know, and so she goes, no, no, no. There's nothing romantic. And he understands because remember, Anna was trying to threaten him. She was trying to blackmail him into doing the bidding. So he says, well, she goes, you finally decided to come back? And he says, no, Anna called me last night and told me to come back. She goes, wait a minute. Anna Devane called you? Well, yeah, she told me to come back. Now remember, Anna, the story was, couldn't get a hold of Martin and was initially questioning Lucy as to where is he? Where is he? Anna's been in contact with him. She knew. And Lucy was so, oh, she was pissed. She goes, oh, I gotta take care of something. She runs and gets her purse, and Martin's like, what? She goes, Anna Devane, I'm getting her out of my life, out of our life. She runs out and she goes knocking on the door. And now that she's reaching Anna's place, now Victor is there with his bodyguard, and they're getting the listening device, making sure that Victor can hear, and they can hear what's going on. And just as she got to Anna's house, now they're able to hear. They weren't listening, they didn't have it set up when she was talking to Martin, but we'll see how much Martin's name comes up as far as Anna. Well, it still could have been that Anna was trying to blackmail him, because if Victor heard and found out that Martin was looking into him or went along with Anna, Martin would be in danger. He really would, because plus, look, get rid of him and that gets rid of him as an obstacle for Lucy. And telling Valentine, you better not use him anymore. Okay. So I think the way the conversation will be steered, it won't be steered that Martin was willing, because Martin left town before he was willing to do anything. So we'll see how that works. But that was it. That was it on General Hospital. It was just a horrible day. And then even worse, we had the conversation with Dante and Cody. Oh, man. So we've got comments on Comment Corner, and it's so funny. I have more comments off of the episode of Comment Corner than any. We are talking back and forth, and I'm telling you one thing that came out of it, out of the comments, because there's a lot of them, and I'm going to do a poll, everybody. I'm not going to do the comments right now. I'm going to do them separately again. But I want to do a poll to see if the number of people who feels that Comment Corner should be separate, so that the daily recaps, I just do the daily recap. I don't do the comments, because then people that just want to hear the recaps, they hear it and they're gone. But people that want to comment on the recap and that want their comments read, I will come back and do a separate episode. So General Hospital, in essence, would have 2 videos. One on that daily recap. The next other one would be just on comments. So like right now, this recap here, Comment Corner would actually I would release it the next morning early, because normally I'm releasing General Hospital later at night. It was just so boring and I had other things to do. I said, I'll do that in the morning. That was such a sleeper. So, but so it would be General Hospital in the evening, Comment Corner and that gives people a chance to comment on that episode the next morning. And I will do a Comment Corner then. Let me know if you like that, or let me know, I'm going to do the poll. The poll will say, do prior day's comments with current day's video, or separate out comment corner. That's going to be the poll. And I want to do and I'm going to do it that way so I can count it. Because when you do a poll on YouTube, it'll take a count. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try to go through all these comments and try to keep track. That's just too much. So look for the poll, okay, for comment corner, and let me know, how you think about it. Do you think that the comments, because this way we could really kind of almost have more of a conversation. I kind of liked it because what came about from the other that I'm going to do later, it was a lot of history. We're talking back and forth. So let me know what you think. All right, well, that is it for the episode, Friday, October 14th of General Hospital.